Hood. I appreciate y'all coming to see what's up with me over here. So real quickly, we're gonna talk about Master P and No Limit at the Versus, which was an awesome show that came on a couple of days ago. I enjoyed it wholeheartedly. I was like, damn, this looks crazy, especially being fans of those guys for so many years. You know, growing up when they came out, I guess I was in my 20s. So it was really fly for me to see them and you know what I'm saying, like be a fan of their work. And they did good work. You know, Master P obviously came out first, and to me, what he did was immaculate. You know, Master P dropped the dopest songs. He just went hard. You know what I'm saying? And I always was a fan of his. You know what I'm saying? But P is a boss, and he showed the world that he is not to be played with. And I appreciate the P for that because they had talked so many years when we was coming up about those guys being so good, and I saw them doing their thing. I mean, they make music, they make good music too, but I didn't see them as being better than P. But that was just my opinion. I didn't see them like that, but you know what I know. And then as I watched the show and enjoyed it, nobody was better than P out there. But you know how they set it up like he was. But you know it was good though because I got a chance to see Master P. Let me see. Let me just call this the Yusef Hood Show. 1 second. The Yusef. Shit. All right, hold up. The Yusef Hood. I gotta write this shit. Podcast. And let's lift this up higher right here. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to go live and shit and talk about it. You know, it's like my first or second live or something like that on this channel. And I wanted to make sure I talked about that. This podcast. We calling this the Yusef Hood Podcast. That'll be the name of this show. Oh, let me make sure my sound is working because you really got to check that on YouTube. You really do. That's like one of those things that if you don't check it, you'll be surprised nobody listening to shit you saying because the sound ain't working. So let me hit that button and then hit save. And then let's go back to the front. Anyway, so as we watched the show, Master P came out, did his thing, but also did Baby and them. They did their thing too. Everybody say that Juvenile was really the person who ran the show. Let's see. My sound is working perfect. They say Juvenile is actually the one who did the most work on that verses, and I won't deny that because I saw Juvenile doing his thing. He was working hard, trying to make sure that he accomplished the goal of putting all his music out there, and he was the leader of the show in a lot of ways because the other guys they just kind of performed. But what I liked about it is to show how Master P was coordinated, how Master P knew how to bring a group of guys and girls together to get money, and that's really what ultimately happened with them. Master P made a lot of money with his group, and they all worked out so succinctly as a group. You know what I'm saying? I was really happy about seeing Master P come up and did No Limit Crush. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna put one of those polls up over here. I want y'all to take the poll if you come over to the channel. And I am Yusef Hood. This is your homie. This is the Yusef Hood podcast. We basically kicking it off, you know, today. But the verses was so crazy. I was like, hold on, let me write that word. Did. All right, and that's past tense. And then hit the little question mark at the end and start the poll. Bam. So as I saw that, I said, damn, they was working their ass off. And yes, I will admit that what's his name again? Juvenile. He did hold down the verses. He was the one doing the most work. Everybody else was looking goofy. And it's sitting like, you know, I mean, BG, he kind of got on my bad side because he's a hater of old boy Turk. And if all four of their team would have been there, they would have been like the you know, I don't know, fucking Ninja Turtles or you know, those machines and shit that turn into cars, whatever the fuck they call them. I can't remember the name of the damn things. Whatever they used to call them, because that shit was out when I was young, the cartoon. But make a long story short, they well we used to say Voltron too, but they can't come together right. They looking at them. I was like watching them. I'm like, y'all niggas look like Cameron and Jim Jones and them when they did their verses. It was like y'all not even coordinated. Like y'all ain't got nothing in common. Y'all didn't practice. Y'all don't do shit together. But it's like they I think that Baby and them made their respectability by being gangster. Like they not together, even though they from the same city. They like just all of us in the group. We gangster, we tough, we hard. Yeah, whatever. But now when you see it came down to performance, which is the reason why we like you, because there's a tough person every damn where you go. It's a tough person in every city, every block, every building, every elevator. It's somebody tough as hell. It's just the way it go. I mean, it's the scheme of life. It's gonna be somebody who ain't afraid of shit. But to just support you because you say you tough or you gangster or you a hardcore guy, okay, let's just say we do that. Like, okay, fine. You know what? That's your whole brand. You a tough guy. You'll kick somebody's ass. All right, cool. We support you. But then when it come to rapping, which is the sound we hearing, which is the reason why I'm interacting with you, you niggas ain't doing shit. Y'all, the music is amazing because the music, with Cash Money in the music side, impeccable. I love damn near every song. But when it came to performing, and then you standing next to Master P, let's talk Master P. He coordinated. Everybody on his squad was there. Even Mia X, who came after him in a negative way like a couple of weeks back, she even was there. She was pissed off at Master P. She was like, this motherfucker took my name on the flyer and I'm not going to be there. And my fans, they're going to be looking at me crazy. She even was there, even though she dissed Master P on the fucking internet. She quashed that shit and she showed her ass up like, yo, I'm at this bitch. I'm No Limit. I'm the first lady in No Limit because people run into issues with each other. Sometimes they ain't tight all the time or things happen. Friendships go crazy. But to see Master P still have that coordination 25 years later, it showed that he was the more sophisticated guy in this arena. He was the one who really knew what he was doing. And I think that that's where that they had won when it came to this Verzuz. They beat the shit out of them. I mean, y'all could tell me in the comment section what y'all think. Who is that? Shadow Milk and Cookies or something like that? What did I say again? Shadow Milk. Yeah, I said that. Milk Sonic. Okay, man, that was quick reading right there. But I just don't understand why they messed up like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I thought, because it was really a question for years as who was the best. It was a question for years as who was the best. Because Baby and them came out. Well, basically, Master P came out and he got a contract deal where he was 85% the owner of his own music. And most people in the music industry, other than Michael Jackson, was only like about 10% or 15%. So Master P was able to switch the game up, which was so unique that he did that it became national news. Like it wasn't just known that he did it in the music industry. It was known all over. If you knew about Master P, you knew that he got an 85% deal in the music industry. And most people since the beginning of history was only getting like 10, 15%. And Michael Jackson at that time had the most credit from a movie. He had got like 27% or 25%. So that was the most that anybody could get because Michael Jackson is the king of music. So Master P wanted to get a deal. So he hired Michael Jackson's lawyer to have a conversation, not to go to court or nothing like that, but just to have a one-on-one meeting. But since it's Michael Jackson lawyer, he charged Master P $25,000 to have that meeting. So he went to the meeting and he said, well, shit, you Michael Jackson's musician lawyer. So how the fuck did you get the contracts for him? And he told the contract that he got from Michael Jackson. And then he said to him, he said, so what should I do? Master P asked him. He said, what should I do? He said, well, if you get a contract, you need to go 85 and 20, 85 and 15, and then you are going to be in control of your distribution of your music. So how he going to get his music distributed? Master P had like a little record company in Richmond, California at that time. He had just closed it and moved back home to New Orleans. So he had two states. He had California, Richmond, California, which is like not too far from San Francisco, San Jose, and all that, up west by Fresno. And then he had New Orleans is where he from. So he basically balanced his books off of both of those two states, which got his name out there, which got him on a tour. He went on a tour with Tupac, and then now he's out there. Now he's in the game. So he really struggled from the ground. So that 85% allowed him to be like a first black person to make $100 million in the music industry, which they was announcing on the radio again. It's like 1998, 99, 97. They was announcing it on the radio because when Master P came out, he came out with about 10 different artists. He came out with a gang of artists at the same time. So it wasn't just him. He had dropped about 10 different songs. Each one of his brothers had an album. Each one of their friends in the neighborhood had an album. Mia X, it had a bunch of albums coming out. So when they finally did get some kind of notoriety, all of that money came back to him because now he getting 100% from everybody else's record because they signed to his record company. He was getting 85% for his company and his music. So it was just a money run. And Master P, he went and opened up all these businesses and became a person selling all this merchandise and doing these different things, which was a success story for him. But as we look over to Baby, When you see Baby's situation, Baby, he had a different situation. Baby's situation was like a lot of artists that you heard about in your life. Baby got a contract deal, and they gave him $30 million. But at the time, he was like 19 or 20. He's probably about 6, 7 years younger than No Limit CEO, Master P. But when he went, he took that money and he was able to parlay that into his friends, which they didn't get a bunch of their buddies from their neighborhood. He had about a 5-man group, which is BG, Turk, Lil Wayne, and Manny Fresh on the beats. So he had like about a 5-man team. They didn't grab 47 people from the neighborhood because they saw Master P do that. And what happened, in my opinion, the industry saw Master P doing so good and so successful that they shut him down. They was like, okay, he can't make no more money, because imagine that. If he making 85% from us, we only giving everybody else 15%. So if he sells his music across the nation for the next 10 or 15 years, he'll be a triple billionaire. So let's shut him down. We're not putting his music on the radio no more, because there was no internet at that time. You only had to play the radio. So that means you could just buy his music from the bootleggers, but they wasn't playing it on the radio no more. So you didn't hear no one of his people no more. Then in a split second, they stopped playing Master P and they introduced the Cash Money guys, and they never took them off the radio to this day. So they never took them off. Like, obviously, he dropped everyone, came out with Juvenile first, then everybody else came out with albums. Turk went to jail. And so they kept dropping music, but they never dropped as good a music as Master P. But what can you say? You stopped hearing Master P on the radio. Master P started doing all kind of other shit. He started being in the NBA. He started selling products. He started acting. He started making movies. Like, he was a person that did more than just music. So, but Baby and them, they stayed in the music industry to this day. Baby don't make a bunch of movies. He don't make cameos and stuff. He just really just do music. And up to this day, he done sold like 2 billion albums in comparison to Master P, who sold a couple of 100 million at that time. And then you cut off from the music industry. That's what I believe, that they cut Master P out the industry because he was smart enough to get that deal, which flipped it. So if you see one black person getting a deal for 85%, that's going to make you go in there with a different conversation, because you're going to say, well, shit, I'm a pop singer, or I'm Prince. And this is a rap nigga from the neighborhood. I'm not finna get a deal less than him. And so you saw Prince and them breaking from they record companies and saying, hey, I'm a slave. I'm signing you for 27 years, nigga. I'm tired of this. And Master P sitting around in mansions, like dropping his nephew in them new album. Now he dropped his son new album. He had a real hookup, but without the internet, he couldn't sustain. So now all you saw was Baby in them. And since 1998 to today, that's all you see is Baby. I was 24. I was turning 25. You started hearing them. And now today, they fucking Lil Wayne became a legend, and you always gonna be hearing them because they took over the music industry. But we never forgot Master P. We never forgot what he did. We never forgot the radio talking about him being one of the best people who was so smart to get these deals. He wasn't on TV. They wasn't interviewing him on the news. He wasn't being on Channel 9 at night when some Jay Leno show. It wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. He was underground, but it was billowing up, and the record companies knew this, and so they said, "Fuck that. Let's not do this to Master P, because if we give him more money, it's 85% in any contract he get. He already understand the game. So let's do one with Baby and them. Baby and them got a $30 million check up front. He was able to go out there and make the music and put the albums out, and he recuperated the money. So then they would say, okay, cool, you recuperated $30 million. On top of that, you brought us this extra money on top of the $30 million. We're going to give you another deal. So it's a difference. So somebody give you $30 million, you're instantly rich. It's not no question. $30 million, you're fucking instantly rich. Even no matter what your age you are, 20 years old, 59 years old, you're instantly rich. But if you trying to make it from the ground, and then you kept coming up and just trying to knock on doors and trying to holler at people and trying to see if this the right person to fuck with, is this the right deal to do? Should I be on this concert with these guys, or should I bring these people? And we having arguments with your people behind the scenes because you can't pay their bills as fast, or they don't think it's working as quick. It's a little different. Now, not to say that Baby and them had it easier, but just to say that it's a little different from building up the thing on your own. So when you come to the concert like this, it showed up. So they got the music, they got the money handed to them. So all they had to do is go shopping. That's why he said, I'm the first motherfucker. Baby said, I'm the first motherfucker with a diamond teeth, with a diamond earring, with tattoos in my face. That shit you got to pay for. If you want tattoos in your face and on your head, you have to pay somebody for that shit. You ain't in the room scanning your own damn head. And if you want some diamonds in your teeth, you got to get a dentist that could put that shit in there. You're not in the kitchen in your room putting up. You're not doing that. So it costs money to put diamonds in your teeth. It costs money to put tattoos all over your face. It costs money to be wearing all the outfits he said he wear. Why? Because they gave you a $30 million check. But look at Master P. He paid all them people who was on that stage. All of them people was rappers. All them people had time to be in a rap group. And so what happens is when you leave Master P, you can go shop yourself to another group now. Now you can go shop yourself to another record company or something. Maybe it don't work out. Maybe say, nah, we ain't fucking with you. Or maybe you do get a deal. And then maybe it lasted 1 year or maybe it lasted 7 years. But you was able to parlay that into something else. Now when Master P say it's time to do a versus or a concert, you showing up. Because you like, this nigga changed my life. This motherfucker, we was out there with nothing, now I made it. But you see, on Baby and them side, somebody handed them the money. So it's easy for them to be like, you can't come. Yeah, we tired of you and the way you acted. So instead of him being like, thank y'all fans, I appreciate y'all. It's been 25 years. Man, thank y'all for coming out. He's up there saying, shut up to Dirk Turk, you punk ass nigga. We holler at you when we want to, bitch. It's like, what the fuck? And Turk and them respect him. They look up to him. Baby, they look up to him as a big father or uncle, whatever the fuck their relationship is. But somebody from the streets where I'm from would have been like, what this puss ass nigga say? Man, I'll beat your ass. We'll run down on his ass no matter where he at. Like the next 72 hours, I'm finna see that nigga. I don't give a fuck who with him. Because nigga, who the fuck you playing with? The whole world will hurt you say some shit like that about me. So when I see your ass, I'm gonna knock you upside your head. Then see what the hell you got to say. But Turk and them respect him. So they not gonna come with that kind of venom. They gonna look at him and say, yo, hey man, it's okay. He said that. I love him. I still got respect for him. And that's what he did. You can't be mad at that. You probably won't cuss your father out or your uncle, your mother. You probably won't be really ready so much to do that unless they went too far. So it's like you just accept it. So to me, the Verzuz was won by the right people. Master P and them won that Verzuz because they put a lot of effort into being artists, and you could see it on the stage. Number one, you had everybody on Master P side wearing the same outfit. Everybody had on the camouflage. Everybody wearing the motherfucking, the Master P No Limit shit, and that is branded. That is 25 years later. They still got that shit in the crib. They still got it in the house. Master P said, yo, we wearing army fatigue. Everybody showed up at army fatigue. But when you look over at Baby and them side, they ain't even had the same clothes on. It's like everybody was an individual. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said it's more like when Cameron and them was battling Jadakiss. And when you saw Jadakiss in them, even though they didn't have the same outfits on, they still knew how to rhyme in unison. They was knowing how to back up each other on particular songs. You could tell they practice. It's just no way around it. Like if they're going to be rappers, they meet up some days and they just be like, okay, you say, when I say this line, you say this. Okay, let's go. And the time on the form, they working on it. So then now in the future, when it's time to do a show, that guy know your line is form. When I say form, you back me up on form. Okay, cool. And it's time in the form. And then he do it. That's how we saw it. When we watched the Verzuz, it was like, damn, them niggas be practicing. And then you see Cameron and them, they enter their clothes. They enter what they wore. They enter, swag. Like, yeah, I got my necklace and shit, I'm wearing the motherfucking, I'm flipped and dipped. But okay, y'all fly. We like how you wear your clothes. That's dope. Okay, let's hit the rapping. And they like, yeah, tell us in the pen. Another guy come in and shit. It's like, well, damn, you that's my line. Like, oh, damn, we supposed to wait, let me do my flow. Shit. Yeah, okay, they cut the song. It's like, damn, so all right, now on the next, we're going to the next song. Like they not practiced up. You can see it. And the performance part is really what you're going to really connect with them about. Because otherwise, what the fuck am I watching? Like, why do I care? Because y'all niggas wore jackets and shit that... What the fuck do I care? You got a necklace on or something like that matter? We give a fuck about the raps because I'm not standing next to you. I'm not going to the club with y'all. I'm not jumping out the limo with you. I just care about the rap. And if you're going to perform it, that's my first time really seeing you perform because in my life, I'm not going to concerts like that. I wasn't really going to concerts like that when I was young. And it wasn't because I didn't want to because, shit kick off crazy where I'm from. And so you eventually learn it and be like, you know what? Fuck all them shows. Unless you got a thing to do. Like I'm going up here for a reason. And then it's like, okay, then I go. But otherwise, it's like I'm not just going to pop up because there's too much shit going on. You ain't even privy to everything happening. You just popping up trying to come see a concert and get yourself caught up in some dumb shit. So, but as far as Shorty and them doing their show and being effective and fun, I say I get the respect to Master P and them. They did it, and it was a fly ass show. So that's all I got on this video, y'all. I appreciate y'all watching and hanging out with your homie. And we're going to be talking about something else. I might do a video later today, but I do appreciate y'all kicking it with me. This your boy Yusef Hood, the Yusef Hood Podcast, and we signing off. This episode uno.